The Tom London Show is brought to you by Suzuki Rivonia, the home of happy
The
customers.
Tom London Show.
Yeah. I feel good. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. So I was lining up a guest for the show today, and then I thought, hold on a moment. You and I haven't had a chat for a long time. It's been months since it's been you and me. So today I thought, why don't we just go back to basics for the show today? And I'll respond to you in the comments section down below this video. Hello to our YouTube viewers viewing us on YouTube Live, and hello to you, Tom's Dysfunctionals Army, in the Facebook comments section. That's your scratching pad. I'm looking forward to see what you've got to say this afternoon. Brrr, it's been cold. I think Cape Town's been warm the last few days. If you live in Cape Town, you'll tell me. But Johannesburg, last night, winter weather, man. Wrapped up with a hoodie on and gloves. I was nice and warm. This is what happens when you don't have someone who lies in the bed next to you. You've got to put mittens on. You've got to put a hoodie on. Keep your feet warm. Nice warm socks. Then you can be single on a cold night. So how are you doing? Have you been cold? Have you had a frigid time the last few days? I was speaking to Tanya last night. She was all wrapped up in Sodwana Bay, where this time of the year it's normally sweltering. My family in Marloth Park, same story. But I did tell you about a month or so ago, there will always be one more cold snap late October or in November, the one that catches us by surprise. And this is it. So don't say I didn't warn you. I'll get to your comments in just a moment. What's on your mind? Tell you what's been on mine. I've been watching the Madlanga Commission. Brown Mokgotsi. Brown Mokgotsi. If ever there was a slippery tongue, it belongs to Brown Mokgotsi. That's my comment on that. I've seen him made a number of allegations today. I'm like, okay, all right. We're not sure if we take you seriously, Mr. Mokgotsi. And then at the Parliament Ad Hoc Committee, I don't know if you've been following that, Mary de Haas Auntie Mary has been in the house. And she's a typical academic, man. Loopy. Well, looks loopy. Oh, that's Some days I look at this country and I go, oh man, this is a movie. This is a movie. So what have you been up to the last couple of days? Let me know in the comments section down below. What's been on your mind? What's been getting your attention? What are you thinking of? What's going on in your life? I want to know. Type it in the comment section down below. Me? Well, I had my hair cut. I suppose that will be big news on the show today. Here we go. Front, side. I woke up yesterday morning and I'm supposed to go, and I have been for a month or so. My dear friend Tracy, her daughter has got a hair salon in Fourways and said, get it cut there. And I said, okay, I will. And then I've just been, oh man, so busy the last week or so. I had back pain before that. My back's back to normal now. And then I've just been busy, couldn't get to Fourways. And yesterday morning I woke up and I thought, you know what, Tom, you look like someone who begs for money at the robots, man. Cut your hair. So I went to the barber up the road who just went, chops it off. I'll give it a month, I'll let it grow a bit, and then I'll go through to the hairstylist and color it and get a style or something. So that was a big deal yesterday. And then I've started helping Suzuki Kailami and Suzuki Rivonia sell cars, like directly. So you can get hold of me, and then I'll get the ball rolling for you. And so I've been getting people calling me, and the last 2 days I've been incredibly busy with that and actually having the time of my life. I didn't know how I would feel about soliciting leads and then selling cars. I just never done it before, but I've had such a fun time the last 2 days. I really, really have. I've enjoyed myself, and it's like a chase, all right, how do we get this right? How do we put the right person in the right car? How do we get you the finance? Really, really kept me going. Okay, let's see what you're up to. Anita number 1 says, OMG, your hair looks good. It's just Sean. You cut your hair, Tom. Yes. Hello, Tom says, Wendy Kutsia. Heather Knickelbein says, good afternoon, all good people. Unagaida says, no, you look like you've been shorn. I told you, I was shorn. There we go. There's one disappointed poison. Mandy Wilson says, good afternoon from a cold Durban. I'm still putting up Christmas trees. When Durban's cold, the Durbanites are miserable. And they dressed up looking like they're on their way to a polar expedition. The cold in Durban is worse than the cold anywhere. Heather Groen says, yeah, flipping freezing. Rosie Brown says, hello, Tom. Anita Maynard says, it's cold in Durban. Unagaida says, it's winter again in Gauteng. Gail Mortensen says, hello, Tom, in the commenting community. Happy bright Tuesday afternoon greetings. Glad the sunshine swapped places with the drip irrigation drizzle of the last few days. So the people I live with here, they started planting veggie garden a couple of weeks back. And then it's been raining and raining and raining. Karina came to me yesterday. Karina and Nathan came to me with a baby marrow. But it wasn't a baby marrow. It was bigger than this. It was massive. Biggest baby marrow I've ever seen in my life. So if you've got a veggie garden, the rain is just super boosting the veggie growth at the moment. Eunice says it's La Nina. Cold snap going nowhere. Please, no politics today. I won't talk politics, I promise you. Great haircut, says Gail Mortensen. Margaret Guider, the other half of the Guider counter, says, hello, everybody. Hope you're well. Hairstyle suits you. Thank you. Wendy Kutsia says, lovely weather. Oh, wow. Looking great, Tom. I feel a whole lot better. I don't feel like a tramp. I'm packing, ready to move. That is my worst. My worst. My worst is moving. I hate moving. I've tried to work out how many houses and places I've lived in my life. I get stuck somewhere along the way and I forget places. But I mean, if I just look at a kid, as a kid, I started life in Senator Towers in Hillbrow. Then my parents bought a house in Otwaniqua Street in Eastvale, Springs. Then we moved to 13 Alaska Road in Springs. Then we moved to Bryce Street in Steubenville. Then we moved to 23 or 13 Alaska Road. Then we moved to 27051 Sombras Road in Mission Viejo, California. Then 6119 Underwood Avenue, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Then we came back and lived in the same house in Alaska Road in Springs again. Then we moved to Rakana Road in Springs. Then we moved to Granby Road in Springs. Then we moved to Alina Road in Springs. Then we moved to Sabakwi Road in Springs. This is before I'm 18 years old, by the way, and it just keeps going like that all the way to 53 years old. I have moved so many times in my life that when you say it's time to move, I have an instant nervous breakdown. Instant nervous breakdown. Moving and me are not friends. How many times have you moved in your life? I am so envious of people who they've only moved once or twice, or they grew up in the family home and they still live there. I don't know what that means. Thank you, Colleen, for the compliments. Where are you moving to? Yeah, we all want to know where you're moving to, Anita. Lillian Kralin says, hello, you look stunning. It looks great. Thank you, Lillian. It suits you, says Heather. You have all the ladies running after you now. I don't think so. I think when you hit a certain age, you lose a lot of the ladies who are going to run after you. Thanks, Daryl. Hello, Tom and everyone, says Thea. Your hair looks very nice. Thank you. Helagroen to Pamula, South Coast, is where Anita is moving. Well, that's a nice part of the world. Hello, Russell Landau. Hi there, Sean. Where's Tom? Exactly. I started the show by saying I'm Sean. Glad you're busy and happy you've got the personality. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying people who've got questions like, how much do I need to earn? And tell me more about the Swift. And do you sell used cars? And every call has got some kind of question, some kind of dynamic and a lot of it's just about conversation, talking to people, not trying to push something, not trying to sell it, just talking, find out what they need and if they're in the right place to buy a car. I really, really am. I'm having the time of my life. Eunice says, Sean the Sheep, now I have a nickname for you. She's not going to stop, is she? Are you really? A big boo for Unagaida. Your hair looks good, says Sue. Thank you. I love all the compliments. Hi, Tom and the listeners. Tom, I prefer your hair longer. I do too. I do too, but it's just such a mission, and it was becoming a mission, and I knew I was going to have to spend half a day at a hairstylist. I just didn't have the time, but I'll grow it from here. How's that? Gaynor Schullenberg's on board, says hello everybody. Some people have pressed the like button, some have pressed the heart button. We've made no one laugh and no one cry. Our job's not done yet. If you haven't pressed the like or the heart button or the ha-ha or the cry or the sad or the angry button, then you're not a good friend. You're a friend, but it's the people who press the buttons, the knoppy-druckers. They're my good friends. Carol Hall, you look super good with the new haircut. Love it. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Carol. Hello, Dysfunctional, says Emily. Lovely to see you all again, and you too, Tom London. Nice to see you too, Emily. Thanks for joining us. I hate it. It's a bloody horrible job, says Anita. Yeah, moving? The worst. The worst. You could ask me, Tom, would you like to go in for some surgery on Tuesday, or would you prefer to move house? I'll pick the surgery. Our geyser burst, and now we have double trouble with our workload, says Margaret. Yeah, I had that, a month or so ago? The geyser just stopped working, burst or whatever. But the best thing is when you get a new geyser. Hey, that water's nice and hot, and it runs nicely, so your new geyser will be good. Hey there, Tom, you're looking great, says Mick. Thank you, Mick. Gaynor, I like the haircut, Tom. Just gone back from frail care. Martin, not so well today. That's not nice to hear, Gaynor. We wish you lots of love, and we send in lots of prayers your way. Eunice says, I've only moved 4 times, thank goodness. That's nothing. Hi from Perth, Australia, says Gwen Sanders. Hi, Gwen. Thanks for joining us. Patsy Ridlin-Case, agreed. Tom looking good. Gail's only moved 6 times in her life. I suppose that's a lot for a normal person. Tom loved the haircut and the natural color. Yeah, there's the gray on the side. You see it? That's the ex-girlfriends. They gave me that. You should try moving around 9 schools, Tom, all over the country. What a ride. How many schools have I been to? I went to Selkirk Primary. I went to Benoni Primary. I went to Springs Boys High. I went to Laguna Middle School. I went to Taft Junior High in Cedar Rapids. I went to Springs Boys High, and I went to Down. I went to 7 schools. I don't beat you. You beat me. Heather Knickelbein, please send some rain to the Eastern Cape. We don't have rain soon. We're going to have water restrictions. Crazy how one part of the country just can be underwater and another part desperately needs it. Thank you, Patsy, for your comment. Lillian's moved about 7 times. Terry says, I'm looking good. Thank you, Terry. Alistair says, after my divorce, I sat one day counting that very thing. How many places did I stay in just during my marriage? And it came out we'd moved 12 times in 11 years. Stability, hey, stability. What's going on with car sales? Oh, well, I've been working with Suzuki Kyalami and Suzuki Rivonia for 6 years, producing their video advertising for online. And then we started chatting a few months back, and I was like, I'm sure I can get people to buy cars. Like if they talk to me, I'm sure I can send them in the right direction. I'm sure I can put ads out and get people to message me, and then I can begin a conversation. So, I mean, you can think of it as the doorman, like a doorman. That's what I am, I suppose. I'm like a doorman at the front of the business, going, "Hi, welcome to Suzuki Kyalami or Suzuki Rivonia. How can I help you?" I think that's what I'm busy doing. I'm the doorman. And then people say, "Oh, I'm looking at a new Swift." Say, "Oh, okay. You're looking to buy cash. You want to finance?" And then the conversation goes. And then put them on to a salesperson, follow up, make sure they get treated right. I'm just having a fun time doing it. I really am. Afternoon all, the Sean London show, says Catherine Malone. Daryl, stop that. I'm going to order you hair extensions. Can we get some booze for these people? Thank you, Santon. Margaret Guider. Oh no, my friend. Hope you managed to get it sorted. That's the geezer. So glad you didn't dye your hair, by the way. Here comes the silver fox. I hate that term. I hate that term. So I don't want to be a silver fox. I want to be young forever. Absolutely hate moving, says Patsy. It's the pits. Second nickname, Silver. Don't use that silver fox story. I'm serious. That's not something I want to catch fire, is the silver fox story. Hi all, says Nicole Patterson, sending heaps of love. Margaret Guider says, I just knew you could sell them cars and your face is shining brightly. Thank you, Margaret. More comments will come in during the show. I want to know what you've got to say. I mean, my life has been, apart from the work, because I've been working hard the last few days, my life's been pretty boring. Still waiting for a good-looking lady to find me attractive enough to spend time with me. I can cook. I can wash my own clothes. I can clean. I'm fully domesticated. My God, they're not there, man. I don't know where they are. I don't know where they are. I wish I knew. So, what are you cooking? I mean, it's an ARB show today. We're just going to chit-chat. What are you cooking? When the temperature drops, do you change the meal? I do. I went off to Spar. I said, yesterday, I thought, let me go to Spar because they sell those soup packs. Get to Spar, no soup packs. Of course, it's not winter. They don't stock them in summer. I thought, man, what soup am I going to make? And I ran out of ideas standing in the veggie section. I was like, butternut soup, cauliflower soup, potato soup, veggie soup. I couldn't find leeks. Some of the things I wanted. So I thought, why don't I make a cabbage soup? I do like cabbage. So I got some cabbage, shredded it up, got some carrots, grated those, chopped up some onion and some garlic, and cooked the onion and garlic and the carrots together in some olive oil, and then chucked in the cabbage. Put in some chicken stock, put in some tinned tomatoes chopped up, and then some spices and salt and pepper. And I've been eating cabbage soup since yesterday afternoon. I just keep dipping into the pot. I love soup. I've always said, there's no reason for me to go to prison, but if ever I went to prison, I'd be happy with the menu because I like millipap. I like bread with jam. I like weak coffee and tea. and I like soup. I think I'd be a good jailbird. What are you cooking at the moment? I want to know what's going on in your life and what you're thinking of. Pop them in the comment section, your comments and your thoughts. Any questions you got, any observations you got, I'll take them. That's really cool. Nice, glad that's working for you. So far, so good. I'm waiting for my first sale. That's what I'm waiting for. Waiting for my first sale. Can't wait. Tom, with your new hairstyle, you look so much like your dad. Yeah, me, my dad, and both my brothers, but I look a lot like Greg with a shorter hair. You can see that we're related. You can see that our parents are definitely our parents. Right? There's not one of us that looks different, and then you think, well, I wonder where he came from. We don't have that, I think. Daryl. There's not enough tequila to kill my shock from the haircut, says Una. Stop it now, Una. Mandy Wilson says, talking about moving gives me PTSD. Talking about moving, this is a long message, so here we go, right? You ready? Mandy says, talking about moving is genuinely like PTSD for me. I swear my mum must have been a gypsy in her past life. My parents were complete gypsies. She simply could not stay in one place. Growing up, we moved constantly, not just from town to town or country to country, sometimes quite literally from one house to the one next door. Same here. We lived in 2 houses in the same street once. And even across the road, if there was a property available, my mum was packing before anyone finished the sentence. So I don't know about you, but my mom used to see these rundown houses with potential. And she said, we're buying that. And she'd sell our house, make a profit. My mother flipped houses before people called it flipping. Anyway, Maddie says, we lived in different towns, different provinces, and even different countries. I grew up in Zimbabwe, and throughout my childhood, we immigrated back and forth at least 3 times. One minute we were settled, the next we were on the move again. At one point, we actually counted how many properties my mom had lived in from the time she married my dad. Before marrying him, she'd lived in only one house her entire childhood. But once they tied the knot, that was it. Off they went, from the UK to South Africa, then to Zambia, Rhodesia, Zimbabwe, back to South Africa, and then back again. After 30 years of marriage, my mum had already lived in, wait for it, 120 homes. That's a new Guinness record. After their divorce, she married my stepfather, and over the next 30-odd years, she probably added another 50 moves to the tally. Come on. Honestly, we eventually stopped counting, but you don't know where they are. You want to go visit your mother. You can't. She's moved. But without question, if my brothers and I ever bothered to submit her story to the Guinness Book of Records, she would win. There is absolutely no doubt. She even bought properties and sold them before she could move in. She's now 87, living in a retirement village, her third retirement village. And she hates it. Naturally, she wants to move again. She is simply an absolute handful. Needless to say, when I got married, I purchased one house and lived in it for 18 years. We're now in our second home, and I have no intention of ever leaving. Show me a packing box, and I'll run. Lovely message. Jenny van Deventer says, hi, Tom, I love the haircut. Is your back better than it was, says Gwen. I'm like, if my pain was 9 out of 10 at its worst when I just couldn't walk 5 meters, it's now at about a 1, if that. It's gone. And I keep wondering, what did it? You know, I went to the GP, got the shot, got the anti-inflammatory injection, got the course of anti-inflammatories, but a week later, I wasn't feeling better. My brother Greg told me, put ice packs on the area and Voltaren gel, which I started doing. And then I went to Dr. Kneppers, Dr. Sonia Kneppers down the road here in Fairland. And I went for 3 sessions with Dr. Kneppers. She gave me dry needling and a bit of manipulation. And I think it was Dr. Kneppers, actually. I really think Dr. Kneppers helped me with my back and fixed the problem. I really do. Lots looking for silver foxes, says Yuna. Hopefully some pretty ones. Tired. Had the COC for electrical today. Oh my goodness. They can just go now, says Anita. They're waiting for you to get a caravan, says Gwen. Talking about me? I'd live in a caravan. I would. I like caravans. I shop around on the internet for caravans all the time. Gypsies, Jurgens, Wilk Amethyst. That was a nice one back in the day. They've got these new fancy little caravans now that cost R500,000. It's crazy. I just go with a second-hand Gypsy or something. Takeaway for us tonight, no electricity. Thea Gates says a nice beef stew. That's what Thea puts together. I do like beef stews when the weather gets cold. Nothing wrong with silver foxes. It's actually a compliment. My GP is one. And was that for the GP? And a very good boy, albeit. Okay. Looking great, Tom. Love the haircut. Thank you, Lorna. You'll be farting all day with the cabbage. Funny enough, I'm not. We've never discussed this, have we? When I made the soup, I thought, here it comes. But nothing. No farting. I don't know. I must be digesting it nicely. Did you like the food in Helen Joseph? That's like prison. Listen, the food in Helen Joseph Hospital, I hesitate to call it food. I don't know what it's like now, but when I was there, in the morning, you would get a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. That was okay. And then they'd bring you porridge in a polystyrene cup. So it could be maltabella, could be oats, could be creamy meal, something like that. I like those things, so I was okay with that. They used to put a lot of sugar in it, so I was fine with that. So that side of it, the morning was okay, but afternoon and evening just went to the dogs. I kept getting a bed of Millie's with a hamburger patty on top. That was it. A bed of Millie's with a ham. And the hamburger patty was not, don't get any ideas that it was this great hamburger patty. It was something I wouldn't feed to a dog, man. Okay, I would feed it to a dog, but not a human. It was just inedible. You find a lot of people who go into state hospitals, they have to get their family to bring food for them because the food in the hospital is just not up to scratch. Youth is in the heart. I've made peace with my grey hair, says Gina. I've moved more than 50 times, cheapers, in my 68 years. I've been living in my current flat for 13 years, clinging to this place like poo on a wool blanket. I always hate moving. Okay, so there are a couple of us that have got a real problem with moving. Carol Hall says, that's a bonus that you are so domesticated. Finding a partner in life can't help you. Well, thanks, Carol. Deb Wright says, loving your new look. Din's is beef stroganoff. Ooh, now you've made me lisp for something, Deb. Love it when a man can cook, says Mick. I'm a very good cook. I can cook. I can cook Chinese. I can cook Thai. I can cook Italian. I can do all the regular meals. I'm really good with soups and sauces. It's like an advertisement here. Single man, good with soups and sauces, looking for a young lady who's got a thing for silver foxes. Meow. Meatballs, says Janie, made with mince, plain yogurt, and brown. Oh, that sounds delicious. Brown onion soup with potato salad and mixed salad for me tonight. Wow, the people who watch this show make really good meals. Karen says, cut up cabbage and add egg and make a cabbage scramble. It's delicious. I was thinking of boiling an egg and putting it in the soup, and then just breaking it up. Nice one, Karen. Thank you. OMG, posted a story on Facebook today regarding free-range produce. Scary to find out Woolies free-range isn't true free-range. Really? Where'd you hear that? Tonight I'm making pork fillet with mixed greens and a mushroom creamy sauce. Ooh, also very nice. This whole thing of organic and free-range, I've been fascinated with it and by it for over a decade. I remember I went through a phase where I was just doing a lot of reading about organic and, some things they put the organic label on. There's no ways it can be organic. I think of olives and olive oil. I had a friend, he had an olive farm, like 16,000 olive bushes. And the first harvest was coming up. They were 2 weeks away from the first harvest. And he so proudly kept these things organic. No pesticides, no fertilizers. 2 weeks before, and I don't know what the name of the beetle was, but some beetle pulled in. Millions of them landed on the olive trees, like the Udonga beetle or something. I'm just making up names. And started eating the leaves, just killing the trees. And the farm manager was like, I don't know what to do. So the owner of the farm said to the farm manager, phone our friend who's got an organic olive oil farm down the road and ask him. And he said, oh, well, he just uses some particular some poison. What? Poison? He said, yeah, otherwise the trees will die. So the manager goes and buys a big tub of khuf, comes back, reads the label, says, do not spray on the trees within 1 month of harvesting. And they're only a week or two away from harvesting. He doesn't know what to do. So he calls that other farm back and he says, but I just read the label. Don't spray on the olives, within 2 weeks or 3 weeks of harvesting. And the other manager says, oh, we sprayed the day before. These are organic olive oil farms. So I don't know how much of the stuff we eat is organic, and I don't know how much of the stuff we eat is free range. Who polices that? That's my question. I mean, in South Africa, you can get away with so much. It would not even be, I don't think it would even mess with someone's conscience to smack a free range or a organic label on something that isn't. I don't think people even feel guilty about it. Eunice says, nah, if I was on my own, I'd probably not eat or eat popcorn for dinner. That's what I do some nights. Busy peeling potatoes while listening, says Wendy. Cottage pie with veggies tonight. Wow. There are some very, very nice meals taking place. Karen Eva says, like the haircut. Vanessa says, love my gypsy life. I went to 20 schools. I'm traumatized. This is Vanessa. I'm sure, Vanessa. The things our parents do to us, eh? Don't worry, Tom. I'll talk to Una about her crazy hair jokes. Please, Margaret. Gwen says, the ladies are waiting for you to get a caravan. That's your answer. Oh, you reckon that's it? I haven't got a Gypsy 5 to show off to someone yet, or a Caravette. When you started the Silver Fox thing, you should know. I didn't start it. Someone else wrote it. How is Tanya's mom doing, Tom? Oh, she's doing quite well the last couple of days. I've been chatting with Tanya, and I think I spoke to Mrs. Curry 2 days ago. And she actually sent a message she wanted Tanya to tell me that my hair didn't look good the way it was. And when Tanya told me, I said, ta-da, look what I've done. So I think Mrs. Curry's upset. Listen, Tom, you're young enough for me, silver or not. Ooh la la, yeah! Alistair Jameson, I'm doing a one-cook pot, mince with veggies and macaroni. Okay. Billy Kirker, what about a nice old VW Fleetline Combi camper? I'd love one, Billy. I had a girlfriend once. A lot of my sentences start like that. I had a girlfriend once. When I met her, the second day, I was chatting with her. And I said, you know what I'm looking for? I would like a girlfriend who, if I said, let's sell everything we got, let's buy a combi camper, Fleetline camper, just as Billy suggested. I'm looking for someone who would say, yeah, Tom, I'll jump in that camper with you and drive around the country. Make tourist videos of every town we go to, live off the land. She said to me, I'm in. I'm the kind of girl that would do that. And I was like, wow, I finally found someone. A year later, I'm still asking, when are we going to buy the combi camper? Oh, no, I don't think I could do that. My hopes were dashed. She knows who she is. Uniguido, what you get in Helen Joseph is what you'll get in prison. Sometimes I think the prison food's better. Emily Hudson, I'm a bit behind, but cabbage makes me fart. I'm a vegetarian and can't stand. Vegetarians fart a lot, don't they? I've heard that. I've heard that from vegetarians. But apparently vegans don't. So I don't know how that works. I had a vegan friend. She swore on all that was holy that the vegan diet doesn't make you fart. I don't know. I think vegetarians definitely. Glenda Lawrence, are we going to do a show on what makes you fart? Glenda Lawrence says, good afternoon, everybody. I'll be watching later. I'm just busy at work. Hope everyone is well. Hope you're well, Glenda. Carol Burgess, hi, Tommy. Love your short hair. Love from Somerset West. Ooh. Do you know how much I love that part of the Cape? I know everyone goes mad for the City Bowl and the Atlantic Seaboard. I know people go mad for it. And I do. I like that. I like that. I like the Atlantic Seaboard. I like, I do like Sea Point side, Camps Bay, Clifton, V&A, Greenpoint. Yeah, those areas are cool. Not a big fan of Big Bay, that side of town. Too windy. I don't like the drive there. I love Llandudno, but I really, really, really do like False Bay. I love the Strand. I love Somerset West. I love Gordons Bay. If I was going to live in the Cape, it would be in that area there. I really do. Somerset West, just a great place to live. Alistair's lost his hair. Eunice says, problem when a man cooks, he leaves a tsunami of dishes behind. Ah, that's your job. You're not half a Dane for nothing. Of course you can cook. True story, says Heather. I'm feeling for a curry, says Anita. Are you going to get takeouts tonight? Charmaine likes the short hair. Thank you, Charmaine. Appreciate it. Barry Bowditch also likes the hair. He's from Belito. I told you I was in Belito a couple of months back. I went and had lunch with my dad. Was really impressed with the development there. It's not this little village anymore. It's a town. Cheryl says, hello, Tom London. Heather Knickelbein says, I used to love cooking. I even had my own baking business. I'm on my own now. I detest cooking. I cook on a Saturday, lasts for 3 days, and the rest goes to the gardener who works in the complex. Anita wants to know how Tonya and her mom are. Both doing okay, thank you. Tonya had her birthday a few days back. She went looking for fishes and octopi in the rock pools. That's all you need to do to keep Tonya happy. Give her a torch and tell her she can go wade in the rock pool. She loves that. Heather Kozakevich says, good news is my son got a job after 2 months of unemployment. Now we're going to have to move in the new year, moving I dislike with a passion. My go-to meal would be an oxtail potjie. Well, congratulations to your son on getting the job after 2 months. That's well done. Drum roll, Daryl. Wesley McGee says, good afternoon from Bloemfontein, Free State. I haven't spent enough time in Bloem. There are two places in South Africa that I look at and I think I haven't spent, well, three really. I haven't spent enough time. Kimberley, I've never seen the Big Hole. I've been to Kimberley, flown in and passed through in a train. I really want to see the Big Hole. I want to see Kimberley's hut. And then Uppington. I've spent a few days in Uppington and I would love to spend more time in Uppington. I'm a big fan of Uppington. And then Bloemfontein, last time I was there was probably to watch some horses run 20 years ago or more. And it gave me a good vibe. Bloem gave me that like kind of small town Springs vibe. I kind of liked it. I need to spend more. If there were three places I could go to and spend time in, it would be Uppington, Kimberley, Bloemfontein. Thank you, Hilda Hudham says, looking good with the new hairstyle. Helen Joseph, Sun City, same tender supplier, says Unit, possibly. Have never known a bloke who can't cook that I went out with, says Margaret. They were all from overseas. It helped me a lot. They decided to cook. That was my mom. My mom used to say, you're not going to be a typical South African man. I don't know what a typical South African man was, but she didn't want us to be one. You're going to learn how to cook. Learn how to wash your underpants. Learn how to iron. She would teach us all of these things. So there we go. I can only thank my mom. Linda says, just tuned in, love your hair. Moira says, just arrived. Kalk Bay is the best in Cape Town. Yeah, Every time I've gone there, the weather's been bad. So I've never really experienced Kalk Bay, Simonstown, that Milnerton side on a good day. It's always been miserable when I've been there. I do like Simonstown and Kalk Bay. I do. Come to the West Coast, Tom. It's the best by far, says Ingrid Vessel. I spent some time in Paternoster a year and a bit ago. You know what bugged me was the crayfish sellers. Every time you walk out of your guest house, every time you leave a restaurant, every time you walk down the road for a walk, every time you go to the shop, there's some guy trying to sell you some rotting crayfish or whatever the hell's going on with it in a Checkers packet. And then there are cops at the end of town ready to fine you when they catch you with the Checkers packet. It's a racket, man. It's a packet racket in Paternoster. I just got so bugged with these guys who follow me all the time, trying to sell me crayfish. 3 days of it. Eventually I thought, I'm getting out of this place. But the rugged beauty, the coastline and the houses, the fishing boats, and it's pretty. Very, very nice. Vanessa says Kalk Bay is the only place I would live if I'm forced to go back. If you had the time to watch the last video I posted today regarding true free-range farming, I will, Nikki. I'll take a look after the show. Yes, and you wouldn't sing, sis. I don't know what that means. There are some lovely drives out of Bloemfontein. Any drive out of Bloem is beautiful. No, Barry, that's Mafeking. Love your hair top, says Karen Atwell. Thank you, Karen. All right, so here's my question to you. What's going on in your head? What are you looking at? What are you watching? What are you keeping an eye on? What are you thinking? Seen anything interesting recently? Let me know. Got an interesting observation about life, South Africa, or anything at all? Put it in the comments section. If you've got a question, I'll answer anything. I probably would answer anything. Would I? Would I answer anything? When I say that, would I answer any question? Probably. Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. You can ask me anything. Let's see what happens. In the meantime, let me show off some of the adverts I've been making. And if you're looking for a new or used Suzuki, you can get hold of me. How cool is that?
Hi, Tom London here. And I'd like to put you behind the wheel of a brand new Suzuki Swift. It's packed with creature comforts and safety features, not to mention Suzuki's legendary reliability and fuel efficiency. You can get behind the wheel of a brand new Suzuki Swift sooner than you think. Whether you're buying cash or finance, we'll put the right deal together for you. So how do you get the ball rolling on your brand new Suzuki Swift? It's easy. Just DM or WhatsApp me now and I'll get the process started for you. Buying a new car doesn't have to be a daunting process. Simply DM or WhatsApp me now and let's see if we can get you driving in style with a smile. I'd like to make you part of the Suzuki Kyalami family, the home of happy customers.
Oh no, there's been no sound. Sorry, I didn't even press that button. I don't know how that happened. Oh, and I've been talking a lot. Very sorry, very sorry, very sorry. Oh, there's a lot of no sound here. At least I got a lot of messages in. Sound off, plug in the cable. I hit the mute button when the advert played, and I forgot to unmute. I'm very sorry. Dustin Miller in the US says the same thing. Can't hear you, no sound. Tom, you're talking to yourself. You'll have to repeat what you said after the ad. I can't remember. I don't remember what I was saying. Sorry, Tom, we're missing the show. Tom, no sound. Hey, no sound. Can't lip read. We all lip reading. We're missing the show. Yay! The sound comes back on. I'm very sorry. I was having a fat chat with you. I can't remember what the heck I was talking about, but it must have been important. Oh, man. At least my regular viewers know that this happens. Back now. And there's this tiny... I've got to talk to the developers of this software. In fact, maybe I can just show you what I'm talking about quickly. Let me see if I can hook this camera up. And I actually want to show you why this no sound thing happens. And I want Switcher Studio, the software that I use in America, I want them to come up with a better button, because this button is so tiny that I don't see it's muted. If it needs to be bigger, or there needs to be something on the screen or something, right? So I'm going to show you what I see while I'm switching between the camera, etc., etc. When we've got guests, I switch between me and the guests. So this is what I see. Right, I'm just going to put the video app on, and I'm going to show you what I see, right? So this is what's in front of me. There's not much on the show today, so you can see there's not much in this section over here. So I'm just going to show you how this works, because I don't think I've ever shown people, right? So this is what so I've got the audio desk here. There's my microphone channel. There's the phone channel. And these are sound effects over here. And then these buttons over here do different things, like...
Thank you very much.
See, they do different things. So my left hand's doing that, and my right hand is busy. You see, if I go here and I press there, you see, then right, it will appear there. Well, you can't really see it while I'm doing it, but there's a little bit of delay. And then there are these other buttons that, for example, the little logo in the corner. When I switch that on, there it is there. You'll see it come in. Same with the strap at the bottom, or the ribbon. See it come up. There's the intro to the show. So if I press those buttons, that happens. And then this is what your comments look like when they come into me. So this is what I'm reading as the comments are coming in. And then the mute button is this little button up here. I'm going to mute quickly and you'll see it. See? And button that when I come out of the ad break, it's such a tiny little button that when I come out of the ad break, I don't see it. Tiny. It's so tiny. I've really got to get them to do something. Oh, I wanted to show you the button. Have I been showing you myself? All right, so these are. I think you might have seen this, but anyway, there's the logo that comes up on the screen. There's the ribbon. I put it back in. There's the intro. See, so I just press these buttons on the side here to make different things happen. There are the adverts there. And then there's the mute button. So I'm looking at all of this stuff, and then I miss that little button there. That's why I say I need to talk to these guys. That needs to be bigger, or there needs to be something on the screen that shows that the audio is muted. I don't think it's entirely my fault. But I wanted to show you that. That's how I land up in trouble with this mute button. It's so tiny, and it's out of my line of sight when I'm concentrating. So apologies, but that's my excuse. Some people have pressed the like button, some pressed the heart button, some pressed the ha-ha button. 4 are sad. kind of doing our job. If you haven't pressed the button, please press it so that you can become a firm friend of the show. Okay, fine. I'll set it for a Mayim show. Back now. Sound back. Now we missed all your confessions and secrets. You have no idea what I was telling you. I think I was telling you can ask me anything. Can't stop laughing, says Thea. You need to keep an eye on your messages, says Anita. I know. But they come in a little later, so by the time the messages come in, I figured it out. Charlie Chaplin comes to mind. Why don't you answer your calls anymore? Where? What calls? I don't know what you're talking about. Who's trying to call me? I'm going to look on this other device here quickly. Maybe you're talking about that. No. I can't see any calls here. There are no calls here. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't blame it. I am blame shifting. The problem is between the chair and the microphone, says Tammy Sting. Excuse me? No wonder you're so confused with all those buttons and knobs. Something or other. Don't feel bad about the sound, Tom. The viewers are wanting to know what is your fragile mind never to have been disclosed before. You'd have to ask me questions. You like knobs, says Anita. Not that much. Your training. Don't blame the IT guy. Oh, man. Put a color sticker on the mute button. It's digital. It's digital. When I did the breakfast show at Radio Today, I didn't do time checks often enough, and Stan Katz made me a sign that sat right in front of me, this massive sign that said time checks. And I still didn't do time checks properly. You need training, says Anita. Don't blame the IT guys. It's nasty. All right, well, no one asked me any questions, so I'm off the hook. I thought there'd be some tricky questions coming in, but not today. I see Tammy Sings in the room, stirring, causing trouble. You answered the skydiving question, but no answer was heard. I called you. Oh, I'm never, I've learned not to say the word never, but I'm not going skydiving. Not anytime soon. I've told you, I got a friend, Andrew, he broke both his legs. After seeing that, I ain't doing it. I'm not doing the skydiving thing. Keep trying. I ain't doing it. Was that the only question that came through about skydiving? Really? That's all you want to know? Is that all you want to know? Billy's waking up. What are the lotto numbers for Saturday? Oh, that's easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can put your money on it, Barry. Can't hear the birds today. I know, they've been quiet. I think it's only when I've got a guest on. I say these birds are smart. They know that I'm not having an actual conversation with someone on the other end of a telephone line, so they're not interested. I promise you, the moment I put someone on the other end, Billy will go mad. You and me not going skydiving, says Anita. Damn right. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years as you watch this show? Where would you like to be in 10 years? Me? I think I'd still like to be living in Johannesburg. I'd like to be able to travel home to Marlow Park and spend time there more in 10 years. Spend more time in the bush. I'd like to have a motorhome parked in the bush that I could take into the Kruger Park. And I'd like to have the time to go and do those things. 2 weeks here, a week there. But I think I'd still like to be working. And I've thought of a million places to live in South Africa, and they are beautiful places, but I'm a Joburg boy, so I think my base will always be here, unless I move to the bush. So I think I'll be here in 10 years, hopefully healthy, with a motorhome somewhere in Mpumalanga that I can drive into the Kruger Park, with enough free time to travel a bit. I think that's mostly what I'd like to do. Yeah. Yeah. And then in or not in a relationship, I don't know. I haven't had a relationship for 2 years now, and the funny thing is you get used to it. As I often think of what life will be like in 5 years or 10, and then sometimes I wonder, will you have someone with you? And I always longed for a partner. But now I'm like, you know what? I'm quite happy alone, so if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We asked you questions, but you were mute on the answers, says Yuna. I didn't see the questions. Tammy Singh, start the questions, please. You know Tom better than many of us. My question, can you flip pancakes well? I love pancakes. Oh, yeah, I'm very good at making pancakes. Pancakes is my 2 a.m. in the morning snack. I can whip up 4 pancakes in about 10 minutes. It's like fast. Sugar and cinnamon. And sometimes I put some golden syrup in there as well. Yeah. I don't flip them, I turn them. The people, when you start in. Not today, my back's fine, so I don't have to go to the people. What you doing for Christmas? Is that the question that was on mute? Okay, so I'm risking saying this twice, but the lady who cleans my house, she comes in once a week on a Thursday. I know her, I know her family. Her husband is a fantastic guy. I've met her children. The little one, the 7-year-old, comes with her mom. She comes here on school holidays, and she knows Uncle Tom will take her to the shops. So we'll end up going to the super spa together. And I buy veggies and Coke and bread and stuff, and she buys toys and sweets. And she knows that Uncle Tom will pay. So she's worked out the best place to be in school holidays is Uncle Tom's house. But Christmas Eve, I will be having Christmas dinner with the lady who helps me and cleans my home, and her husband and her kids. So yeah, I'll be having Christmas with my helper on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, probably Barry and the crew that live here on this property, they're having a big Christmas party. I'll freeload and join in. Viv had a hip hop. She did too, and she's doing well. Please, Tom, announce that I'm not after your boyfriends. What? Please announce I'm not after your boy. I don't have boyfriends. What are you talking about? You're causing trouble here. Alistair says in 10 years I'll be in an old age facility chatting up all the old girls. Tom is looking like Brian Adams. I wish. I'm 73 in 10 years, says Salome. It's crazy to think how you get older. Hey? I feel 27. How old do you feel inside? Hi, Thomas. Tani Mari. Glad you see you feeling better. Tani Mari, I haven't forgotten you. Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't walk for almost a month, eh? So I'm like the last few days, I'm back on my feet and I'm on my pins, and I thought, okay, we need to sort Tani Mari out. So we still coming to you with a cupboard full of groceries, I promise you. Just have a little patience, and I promise you will come. Healthy, wealthy, and out of South Africa, living in Italy, says Dawn. Io parlo un poco italiano. Unfortunately, I won't be around anymore, says Gaynor. Well, we hope you will be. Would you be happy in an open relationship? No. An open relationship, as in you can see other people. I don't see the point in that. I don't see the point of saying you want to be with someone, and then when you're with them, you say I want to be with other people. I just don't see the point. I would never do an open relationship. Never. I did do a throuple twice. I had 2 girlfriends twice in my life. That's lots of fun, but not recommended. I won't do that again. I see myself in the retirement village I'm in, King. I don't know if I'll still be able to drive, says Heather. Cool, I hope it all happens for you, says Vanessa. Thanks, Vanessa. I just take things one day at a time now. Maple syrup, says Alistair Jameson. Tom, do you dance in your undies? I dance in my undies. I dance naked. I dance. When I can, I dance. That's nice that you've admitted to being a Joburg boy. You've learned to speak our language, Tom. Oh, well, I grew up here. Why don't you make more videos singing? Because I don't think of myself as a singer. But I will for you. Do you know that now you've cut your hair, you look so like your brother Greg? I know. Tanya said that yesterday as well. Can you sing? No, I can't. That's lovely. You're very special, spending time with the lady that cleans your home. Yeah, well, I don't see her as the lady who cleans my home. I mean, that's what she does, but I see her as a friend of mine. Thursdays, the birds get excited and I get excited because somebody comes and visits us. And I spend half the time chatting to my domestic worker, and she can't clean because I want to talk. So we have these fat conversations. I always believe I'm only as young as the women. Oh boy. No way to an open relationship, says Thea. No, that can't work long term. I don't think so. Dance and sing. That's fantastic, Tom. Treat your helper for Christmas. I'm so proud of you again. I don't see it that way. How do I put this? I mean, the lady that cleans my house, she's probably 20 years younger than me, but maybe a bit less. She's got 3 kids, got a husband. He's got a fantastic job. They live just up the road. Live in a beautiful, beautiful apartment, townhouse. She's got a good life. And so I don't look at her or her husband as being on any level below me. The conversations we have are always eye to eye. And I thought, who do I want to come and spend time with me on Christmas? And I went, it was got to be her, because that's who Billy and Jamie look forward to every Thursday, and me. That's the big day in our house, Thursdays. So I see it like that. Proudly 59, feeling much younger though. Open relationship is not on. Can you just not be a Scorpio? Be a Leo or a Libra, then I could love you. Yeah, I know. I'm proper Scorpio, I promise you. Tom, why do you like this horrible Johannesburg place so much? I'll tell you why. And by the way, I probably spent 20 years hating Joburg and spending every day of my life for 20 years thinking of other places to live. I've researched every small town in South Africa wanting to live there. And then one day I sat here and I thought, the best weather in South Africa is here, Joburg. We got the best weather, for sure. Okay, we got a bit of rain at the moment, but I look out the window, the sun's shining, it's a beautiful day. We got best weather in the world in Joburg. And then our suburbs are pretty. We've got all these trees and bird life, and I love that. I love the suburbs. I always think if I moved to Cape Town, where would I live? If it was the Atlantic seaboard side, I'd have to live in the suburbs. I'd have to live in Durbanville, Belleville, or something like that. And I think Joburg suburbs are nicer. And I like the people in Joburg. I leave my house. The guy that lives next door, Oscar, he saw me today. He said he hasn't seen me for a while. How am I doing? We had a fat chat. I go to the Bangladeshi supermarket. We all shout salam alaikum at each other, Yasin and Bilal and Hussein, and we have a chat. And there's Nonhlanhla and Mel's at Missouri Coffee that I say hello to, and the security guard Langa at Devon Valley. And so I got all these people that on a daily basis I say hello to, and I don't feel lonely, and I guess that's what it is. I don't feel lonely in Johannesburg. I've lived in other parts of South Africa and felt incredibly lonely. Thank you, Charmaine. Gwen says, thanks, Tom, for the laugh in the chat. 10 p.m. in Perth, off to sleep. Have a good sleep in Perth, Gwen. Anita says, just spent 10 days in Mossel Bay. Everything works there. No potholes. Road markings are clear. They obviously use decent paint. Came back to Kempsford Park on Friday, had no electricity. I got to tell you, Mossel Bay is a lovely place. I've spent some time there. I think 2 years ago I was in Mossel Bay. Really, really impressive part of South Africa. That's like me. I keep my domestic worker from doing her work. I chat to her all the time. Yeah, that's my problem. I can see she gets irritated with me. Elaine says, you look good after everything you've been through. You've come a long way since Helen Joseph days. Thank you, I have. Thank you. I see the lady that cleans my house as my friend. Love her to bits, says Eunice. Scorpios are awesome. Tom and I share a birthday. And happy birthday, Anita. I forgot to wish you on Facebook. Need to go. Hopefully see you all Thursday. I'm going to go now too, Nikki, so don't feel bad. Heather says, I used to go to Sharon for Christmas. Now that she has passed on, I will be staying at home for Christmas. No, Joburg turns into London in summer, says Una. Well, I'm not going to win the argument with Una today. And Billy has woken up. Joburg peeps, much nicer than people in Cape Town. And what does Stan say? Lovely place, pity about the cost. We have the best weather with best scenery in all provinces. I'm a Scorpio too. You have to sing happy birthday to me. All right, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Anita. Happy birthday to you.
Hi, it's me, Mario. Suzuki Kalami, Suzuki Rivonia. Whether you're looking for a passenger vehicle or a commercial vehicle, we'll do the right deal for you. DM or WhatsApp us on the number below we'll get the deal going for you. We've got over 200 cars in stock. Surely we've got the car for you. Contact us at Suzuki Kalami or Suzuki Rivonia, the home of happy customers.
Okay, that's it for today. I thought we'd just have a general chit-chat and catch up and chew the fat for an hour. Stan Katz had so much fun last week, he asked if we could do it again. So, Thursday, join Stan Katz and I for another rip-roaring fat chatting time. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday morning. Don't forget to join me Thursday, 3 o'clock. Stan Katz and myself together for 1 hour. We'll take the seatbelts off and press the accelerator for you. This show was brought to you by Suzuki Rivonia, the home of happy customers. Thanks for